Welcome to Farmhouse Fabrics, everybody. We're I've got a one-man show back here, and so Emma is taking care of it today. We're short-handed today, and Michelle isn't here, but we're going to be doing lots of talking about Michelle because she has left me with a table full of beautiful sewing and crafts that she has made, and I said, please let me talk about them because they're so cute. So we have Michelle's things. We have coordinates that a customer suggested, and they were like perfect. Yeah, so let's show these, and then we're going to talk about wonderful Gail Doan dresses and Gail Doan's class. And so that I'm going to start by telling you that Gail Doan is GailDoan.com, and this is called Gail Doan Originals. And she has a wonderful new class that started last Wednesday, I think, last Wednesday. Originally, the launch special of $50 off was going to go through yesterday, but because we're featuring her dresses again today, and also we're featuring her giveaway. She has just a massive giveaway that she has blessed us with, and one of you is going to win that in the drawing, and that would be her class. You're going to win her class. Where am I? 6x6.
All season dress.
Yep, all season dress. 6x6 all season dress, and all of this is the book that you can print, and with all the instructions. They're amazing, just amazing, and we can even tell you a good place to get it printed for a very reasonable price, and also the pattern would be a PDF pattern for a dress sizes 3 to 12. And I might as well say it right now because you might need this information in case I forget. And it's called the Plotted Pattern. Is the plottedpattern.com, right, Emma?
It is.
And Emma will have all of these things linked for you, and they'll be at the very beginning of our live. And so when you go to Facebook or Instagram, you can find all of these links. What happens with YouTube? The links are there on YouTube also, right? So we're going to talk about Gail's things after Michelle, so that we can end with the big splash and see who wins her class, because somebody in our bin full of names, and we do have a lot. Somebody is going to be the winner of this drawing, and you will win Gail's class, 6x6 all season dress, and it'll be very exciting. So we're going to end. That's going to be our finale today. And so let's start though with I think I want to start with this pretty combination. We had a customer ask us if the woodland animals matched or coordinated with our Georgia clay corduroy. I mean, could she have gotten any closer? This is so amazing. So we have the ability to have an overhead, which I'll go to, an overhead camera with YouTube and Facebook, but Instagram we're filming on our phone, and so I won't be able to use the overhead with Instagram. But I'm going to show you how beautiful the woodland animals coordinates with the Georgia clay corduroy, which Georgia clay is a new fabric, and woodland animals we have in our, look at this, how beautiful is that? It's just so cute. And so Connie Palmer has just made 2 dresses, one for a friend's daughter and one for her great-granddaughter, using the woodland animals, and she put a piping and a little ruffle out of a microcheck, more in this lighter shade of, like, I don't know, almost like pale orange or pale tangerine or something. It was pretty. But then this corduroy came in, and like, whoa, how beautiful is this? So perfect combination. This corduroy, I think it's possible we only have about 13 or 14 yards left. It's feather whale, and it has a little bit of stretch. It is so pretty. Cotton with a little stretch and feather whale corduroy, probably 21 whale per inch. So a whale is one of those little tiny grooves in here, and so 21 of those little grooves per inch with a little stretch, and it's very soft. And then there they are together, the woodland animals and the Georgia clay corduroy. I feel like I'm doing Tuesday's treasures, so I'm starting here and I'm going down the list.
Well, we got lots of pillows
Hey,
this afternoon.
a lot of hellos.
A lot of pillows.
Good.
Fred says hello. He's driving. That's from Denise.
Oh,
And Leilani said, "Good morning, ladies from rainy Arizona."
hey. It was cool here this morning. Can you believe it? It's been so hot. And the weather all of a sudden turned a little bit cool, and it was terrific. And so, I mean, I did save Fred's comment because, you know, Fred Ferris never disappoints. And we we had our question was about, do you use rhinestone buttons? Have you ever used rhinestone buttons? And so Fred came through like a trooper, and I'll read it to you when we're ready to to do our giveaway. I always appreciate his sense of humor, always. So Michelle, and you've seen Michelle because she was here when I had an appointment, and Regina came and took my place. I was so thankful for that. And Regina always has wonderful things to share, and she went through the shop and she found trims that went with fabrics. She is really, really good at that. And so Michelle was with her, and Regina, over the past few years, since Michelle has really been doing a lot of sewing, she's been quite a mentor to Michelle, and it's really fun to see the two of them together. And Michelle went to Regina's retreat last week, and so she was busy sewing, and I'm going to show you some of the things that she made. So there's so many cute things, it's hard to know where to start. Let me show you this little thing. She didn't bring this down here for me to show, but I love this. This is such a cute little thing. And did she make that at the retreat?
She did.
She did.
She said that they had a free fabric table, and she got the fabric.
Right.
Adorable.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Regina does all kinds of creative things with her retreat, and they had a table, and I don't know if this is the first year they've done it, but people brought fabric they were just wanting to give away. And so Michelle got this fabric for free, and I think the hoop is from us because I think we have with these wooden hoops. I think they're $1 a piece. And how cute is this? So I'm going to go to the overhead and show you what a simple project this is. Look at this. So she has a backing, and it looks like a heavy interfacing, maybe a heavy cotton interfacing. And then the floral fabric goes all the way down, and then this looks to me like maybe this is a doubled piece. I'll tell you in a second.
She said she did 2 layers of interfacing.
Yeah, and next time she might not do that much interfacing.
Yeah.
Right. So then she sewed little lines in here so that she can put, here she has notes and seam ripper. This is probably, this is her styla, the styla marker, and then this is the glue pen. So then, you know, you can take that with you, and or you can hang this in your sewing room. You can put that in your sewing box. You can give it as a gift.
That's an awesome gift, and
Yeah.
buy a few notions to put in there.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Great.
I love that. It's just so cute. So I think she glued. Did she glue it also when she put it on and then glued it shut? I'm not going to pop it loose to check it. But anyway, what a great gift, everybody. What a great gift. What a great gift to give yourself, and very inexpensive to make. Except unless you want to put something expensive in. Like you could put a gift certificate in here. There you go. Well, let me show you something Michelle made for me, because I love this. She knows that for years I've been collecting cups, and I have never done anything with it, but I bought all the parts and pieces, and to make pin cushions. Oh, Is this not so cute? So this is a dryer ball, wool dryer ball. Cut it in half, and somehow she can talk about this better when she's back. So this is glued into this little cup, and this is a really sweet cup made in Austria. And then she put trims around the outside, and when she showed us her whole array of cups, I'm going to go to the overhead here so you can see. Look at it, looking down on it. It doesn't look like a decorated cupcake. I mean, that's so adorable. I love this. So all this stuff comes from my shop. I should be able to make these things, wouldn't you wouldn't you think? I should get my act together and get my pin cushions made. But when I saw hers, it was an inspiration to me. I mean, that's cute. So this little guy is going to go in my sewing room. And I'm going to be proud. I'm going to be proud to have it. So I get an idea, but Michelle actually does it. You know, I get an idea and I don't do it, but I collect all the parts and pieces. Anybody do that? And I think, oh, that's a good idea. I should do that. But then I think, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do here, and I don't know what to do there. But she just does it until it looks great. And then, I mean, she used several different trims on hers. And I'm telling you, it did look like somebody decorated cupcakes.
Michelle's a problem solver. If it's not right, she'll keep trying until she gets it.
Yes, I'm impressed with that. Yeah. So this is a great, hey, this could be a gift idea day, you know? This is a great gift. And everywhere, like all the thrift stores, they have pretty little cups that you could pick up. And then these are wool dryer balls, and you can get them at Walmart. You can order them from Amazon, and if you cut them in half, I think probably I saw mine in half with a sharp knife, but I bet you an electric knife would zip right through it. So that is just the cutest thing.
They love the pin cushion.
I do too. I love that. I love that. Yeah. You might have a special cup that you've been hanging on to that belonged to your mother or your grandmother. And you could use, if you didn't want to put glue in it because you're worried, you could use that museum. It's like a putty, and put that in because you can pull that off and you don't destroy a pretty little piece of china. Now the other thing, I don't know, it's been a couple of years, and Michelle made everybody here a bowl cozy for Christmas. Maybe, I don't know how many years ago. But she would make these and bring them. We have them down by the microwave. And so a bowl cozy, it has wrap and zap batting in here, which does not get hot, and it's all cotton. And then she sews it with all cotton thread and uses all cotton fabric. So you can put that in the microwave and it doesn't melt your thread or anything like that. So the original bowl cozy was, pretty sure this is a free pattern, and it's from American Patchwork and Quilting, soup bowl cozies, and this is made from 10-inch squares. And so we put together, and we've sold so many of these kits, bowl cozy kit. And how many? This is,
there's three.
Three bowl, makes 3 bowl cozies, and a big thing of wrap and zap, and so you can make your whole thing. And so this is a 10 by 10, and it's square. So this is our original, and we do have kits for this. And then the girl comes along with the cutest little things. I'll show you. Look at these. And look at all these cute fabrics. So here's a whole set in shades of lavender. And where'd she get this? Do you remember when we had fabric finders? Fabric. And we have this. And it comes in, look at here. All these coordinating strips of colors. All of this. And so this is the lavender purpley version. And then this has the pink version. Let me hold this out for you. These are so cute. And of course everybody's like, what can you do with those? Well, there's so many things you can do with those, you know? Look at how cute all of these designs are.
How inexpensive to make 3 different bowl cozies.
That's right. So these are, where is my, well, I can look at this. So Michelle found another free sewing pattern. This is brought to you by Made for Mermaids. Made, M-A-D-E, for FORMERMAIDS.com. Bowl cozy, rounded or square. So she printed the rounded one, which is this size right here, which is 10.5-inch square. And then she reduced it to 85% of the original. So here you can see, this is 85% and this is 100%. So this then is 9 inches square. Because what happens here is that will fit on one of these strips right here. So that's what she did. So really, you know, a half a yard, because I think we sell them in half a yard increments. But honestly, if you had fabric, a quarter of a yard of this would get you 1, 2, 3, with one little piece left over. So, you know, half a yard would get you 7. Would get you 7 of the 9-inch. So you reduce that free pattern to 85%. And she did the rounded edge. It makes it look like a little flower. Isn't that cute? Like a lotus blossom or something like that. And so then she used the coordinates inside and out, and the wrap and zap in the center. I love these. They're just as cute as they can be. And the girls all use them. The girls here that she said, Christy, do you use yours?
I love mine.
Yeah, and I use mine all the time. And so
to keep those hot bowls from burning your hands.
Right.
And you can go ahead and put it in the microwave instead of waiting to warm your bowl and then put it in the cozy afterwards.
So you can put the whole thing in there.
Put the bowl in the cozy.
Pull it out.
Cozy in the microwave and then.
And you don't burn your hands.
Nope.
Yeah. How cute is that? So here is another awesome, wonderful gift idea.
Sue said Michelle is so smart.
She is so smart.
And Leilani said the baked potato cozy is even better.
Oh, there's a baked potato cozy?
I think I've heard of that, where you put a potato in and then you can cook it in the microwave.
Oh.
We might need to look for have Michelle look for a pattern for that.
But I love these little free patterns.
So Sue also wanted to know about the pincushion, if you have to cut the wool ball in half.
Yes, you might as well cut them in half, because then you can get 2 pincushions out of the same wool ball. And so everybody knows that when you put your pins in wool, it helps lubricate the pins. It helps keep them from rusting. And so that's why I love this. I mean, I bought all this wool roving, and I was going to do the wool work. And so then I thought, well, I'll start with a ball, because then you're not using up all the wool. And then you use your wool needles to punch it down with. And I thought, I mean, I never got to any of it, but I have like 50 colors of wool roving that we could do. And then you could make flowers out of wool roving. But when I saw Michelle's, I mean, that was, what else do you need? You don't need anything else. It's just too cute. But I didn't want to just stick a dryer ball in my cup, although I have done that here. And actually, look what I've done. I cut it in half, and I'm just using it plain old plain. And yeah, here, this one's cut in half. This is one that I did. This is how far I got, right? I did stick a ribbon on top. Man, yeah, that's how far I got. But what got me started were these. I'll tell you, I'm always thinking, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? These are wrist. I'll go to the overhead so you can see this. These are wool wrist pin cushions. And how simple is this to make, right? So, yeah, I made some of these little round oval things, these round ovals, these ovals with my wool roving, and I wrapped them. I did it around wound. I rolled up wool pieces like wool coating, and then did my wool roving around it. And I never got any farther than that. I've got a bunch of these little oval looking things. They look like cocoons, and don't they? But anyway, they just have a leather strap. I mean, honestly, you could get a leather purse and cut it into strips. You could make this so cheap, you guys. And then Velcro, it Velcros on. And then when you're sewing, you've got your little leather pin cushion here. It's awesome. But they're super expensive. But how easy would it be to make? And so you just use your leather sewing machine needle, sew Velcro on. And here, this is just a strong, probably they punched the holes in here first, these zigzag holes, and then run your thread through to hold it on your little pin cushion. So easy to make these. Now, people, you all start making these because, you know, I thought it was such a good idea. I thought I can make these and sell these. So I bought everything to make them and sell them, and which I haven't done. But you guys do it. You guys do it. Make me feel good about my idea.
Regina's watching. She said you could use an elastic band.
Oh, absolutely. So here's one ball that I didn't cut in half because I'm always looking around. I'm always looking around for a pin cushion because over here I have my little ice cream dish that's full of pins that needs to go on a pin cushion. You know, I need about 8,000 of these things sitting in front of me. Yeah, so here's a dryer ball that I'm using that likes to roll around. Sometimes I put it in that ice cream dish. That's what sometimes.
Also, Claire, she said that the baked potato cozy pattern is on the Wrap and Zap package.
Oh, no kidding.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, all right. Well, we do have Wrap and Zap. Oh man, I want a baked potato. I think I'm gonna make one for dinner tonight. That's a good idea. Oh man.
The high is 69, so I think we're all thinking I need soup.
Yeah,
we
actually,
have this cold front.
I did print I did save a soup recipe today because I thought, well, that might be good this weekend. That might be good. All right, so move this on over because I want to show you. I think this is something that Michelle did at Regina's retreat. So cute. Move this over here because I think the ladies or Regina showed her this idea, and what a neat idea. So this has, she's got a little I think, what did she not want to put a zipper in this? This is a pattern with a zipper. Isn't this sweet? So this is McCall's pattern number 7308. 7308. Very, very simple, very cute. It's got little tucks right here that open up, and so it'd be super simple for a little child to wear. And at one time, I was trying to figure this out because we did get in, I think from Fabric Finders, this Christmas print was printed with all the little prints here were going in the opposite direction of the border. And so Michelle had a piece of that. And so she's like, what can I do? Well, she cut the border off, and that way she could have the other ones in the right direction, all the little presents and stockings going in the right direction. And then she attached the border with a piece of microcheck piping. And then she didn't have much room for a hem. I bet it was a lot closer than this. I think it was. I'll show you the one that we have a little bit left. And so she just turned it up barely and put a little rickrack at the hem. So I'll go to the overhead and show you this. But what she did in the placket is really cool because she put buttonholes without making buttonholes. So we'll show you. We'll show you how she did that. And I think that came from Regina's retreat. So those ladies get together and they are brilliant.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that Regina showed how to do this.
Oh, did Regina
show? You can chime in and let us know.
Yeah. Did she show how to make this? Because this is really cool. Did she show it here one time? I can't remember. I saw this somewhere but anyway, I'm sure Regina was part of all of this. But isn't this cute where she was able to cut the border off of the fabric and flip it around so that all of the things were going in the right direction. So the trees, everything at the border is going in the right direction. Here you've got all your gifts. And I'll show you the fabric. I'll stand it up first so you guys can see it. So you can imagine if the presents were upside down and then this was the opposite direction. But anyway, you can always make lemonade out of lemons, right? And so then when it's printed now, it's accurate. So you could use it as a border print. You can see that you could use it as a border print. So here, she didn't want to use a zipper. So I'm going to let Michelle, when she comes back, I'm going to let her talk about this. So here are 2 strips. I'm going to hold this up first. 2 strips of fabric, about, I don't know, 1.5 inches each, that are interfaced. And then they're marked here. The blue line is where you sew, and then well, never mind. Forget I said that. Anyway, they have it marked. Oh yeah, here it is over here. Sew on the blue line, leave it open between the 2 dots. Sew on the blue line, leave it open between the 2 dots. And then so you sew these 2 pieces together, leaving little spaces every certain increments. And so here we are. We've got 2 strips sewn together down the center. See that? And you've already pressed your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now, open it like this. When you spread that apart, you have buttonholes right here, buttonholes. And so then she sewed it down to the back of her dress, and then just turn this end under. And so let's see where the buttons are. The buttons are sewn on the edge here. So you've got a placket sewn on top with these little opening spaces that create a buttonhole. So does that make sense? Does it make sense to people?
Yep. Regina said, I'm working on step outs for this today. I'm teaching my smocking group this technique in 2 weeks.
Oh, good. Good. Well, we'll look forward to seeing Regina's. And Regina is Come Sew With Me, and she'll have video on it, I'm sure. But isn't that neat? And so then you don't want to fiddle with buttonholes, and you don't want to fiddle with a zipper. This is an awesome way to do it. And then boom, you're done. And it's cute. It's so cute. But there are lots of ways. There are lots of ways to do things, and that's certainly one of them. So adorable. And this is a sweet little dress too. So somewhere, and I didn't put the pin in my pin cushion. Somewhere. Oh, it just went in my hand. Oh.
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 Oh no.
I found the pin, everybody. Oh man, oh man.
You ready to show Gail's dresses?
Not until I stop bleeding.
Oh, no. Do you need something?
No, I'm all right. I don't want to bleed on Gail's dresses. Oh my goodness. I mean, I got it jammed. Ooh, okay. All right. Not quite as bad as my foot that time. But, man, oh man. Oh, whoo, whoo, whoo. Yesterday, gotta have a little fresh air here. Yesterday, my granddaughter Farron was here, And I'm telling you what, she was alive yesterday. I'm gonna show you these pictures, and you're gonna think, oh, no way would she be jumping all over the place. But I mean, this little gal, it's like, Farron, come back. She said, well, I'm going to find the kittens. And then where'd Farron go? 2 seconds later, Farron, come back. Going to find the kittens. And this is the bishop. I'll show you this. This is the bishop that Connie Palmer made. And we have this as a kit. And so actually it'll fit June, Farron's little sister. But Farron is so slender, I knew we'd be able to put it on. But it really only came to like right at her knee. And this picture is so funny because she is such an outdoor girl. She has bruises and scrapes and spots all over her legs. It's so funny. It's so funny. And let's see if I can show you with this overhead. And I mean, she's a cute little thing. Look at that. How cute is that? She's missing like 6 teeth on the front, right? All over. I'll show her that one in a minute. Oh yeah, now you can see her little missing teeth in here. But her legs, there's bruises, cuts, bug bites. I mean, she's an outdoorsy little thing.
She was digging in the dirt about 10 minutes before that picture.
Yes. And she was in our dirt driveway, and she said, "What is this, Gigi?" And she had on that long voile dress and a little cute jeans jacket, and she was making pictures in the dirt and then erasing them all like this and then doing it again, and she said, when we came back later, she said, somebody drove over my picture. And I thought, I think they probably didn't know it was down there. But I made her come in and scrub because we were going to take pictures of her in some of Gail's dresses. And I'm like, you're going to have to get really, really clean. And the next thing I know, what was she doing? Eating a donut.
Yeah, she said, I want a chocolate donut with...
No, no, you can't have a chocolate donut and try on Gail Doan's dresses. No way. But anyway, she was fun. She just wanted to catch those little baby kittens and play with those. So one more thing that Michelle left for us to look at. So sweet. This is Children's Corner aprons pattern. And it's the Carol version, which has the center pleat and the Peter Pan collar. Isn't that the sweetest thing? So she hasn't decided exactly how she's going to finish the back yet. But tiny. I mean, it's really cute. I don't think I asked her what size it is. It's little. It's so sweet. This is a Fabric Finders gingham, microcheck gingham, woven gingham with a printed Christmas tree on it. And so we have this as a kit. I'll show you with the overhead. We have this as a kit, and it's called Oh Christmas Tree. Oh Christmas Trees. And so everything in here to make this little sweet dress, except the pattern. The pattern's not in here because you might already have the pattern. So this is Aprons by Children's Corner. This is one of their classic patterns, and you know, it's really precious. So Aprons has 3 variations in here. One is Carol without any pleat, so it's just A-line, Carol A-line. And then also the Carol with smocking in the center, just in the center. Carol plain, A-line, Carol with a little smocking, Carol with a pleat. And then this one is Jenny Lee, the one that kind of crosses over here and goes down. Very, very cute. We've had a darling little blue piqué dress that Bridget Anderson made her daughter so many years ago, and had little yellow ducks going across and down. Oh, it was wonderful. With a little pocket, and it was a tricolor yellow, blue, and white on the pocket and on the piping.
So Michelle's watching. She said 18 months.
Oh, it had to be little. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the cutest thing? So sweet. Yeah, Michelle. Michelle also brought in two of her bears. It was a bear, not a bunny, right? That she does some memory bears for people, for customers, and so you can find Shell Cherie on, and we'll have a link. But she does beautiful, beautiful memory bears, and she brought one in that she had done out of somebody's printed sweater. Oh man, that was pretty. That was so pretty. I'm sure she'll have a picture of it, but it was a floral, beautiful floral sweater, and so I asked her, did she have to interface behind the knit, which she did. And then the other one that she brought with her the other day, and she was giving those away this week, was made from a Carhartt shirt, and it was mint green, wasn't it? Mint green. It was so cute. And then it had the little emblem, like she put it on a little pocket right here in the tummy, and it was darling. But she does a great job if anybody ever needs that. All right. Michelle, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for my pincushion. Really precious. So when Farron came, she definitely put on the bishop. And then we'll put it on June, and she looked pretty cute in it too. So Farron is almost 8, and she's tall and really slender. And June is 5, and she turned 5 in June. And so it'll be more T-length on her, but probably everything will fit. You know, the sleeves will fit. Farron's little skinny arms were like loose in there, but it's gonna be cute on her too. We'll have to get that. So we're gonna go to Gail Doan's wonderful dresses. So we didn't cover all of her dresses last week, and so I want to show you the rest of the dresses. But the favorite one of Farron, she tried on several. Well, the ones that would fit her. She loves this dress. This is a boucle, royal boucle with self fabric fringe. And what was her favorite thing? This rhinestone bow at the neck. And this is like a dress embellishment. You couldn't use it as a button. But then she's got rhinestone buttons here on the little faux pockets, or the little flaps, and rhinestone buttons in the back. And she's like, I love this. And that's what made us ask our question. Have you ever used rhinestone buttons? Which your answers were really very interesting. And some of you said that you had a grandmother that loved bling, and she had rhinestone buttons, and I thought that was really neat. And but I've got to show you a picture. Christy took a picture of her because she was in her tennis shoes that day. You know, here she's trying on all these really beautiful clothes, and then so this made us chuckle, because then the dog came up to have a picture made with her. So there she is in this beautiful dress of Gail's, sitting on the steps of our house. And the dog had to join. The dog had to join in. So I'll go to the overhead and give you a closer look. Look at these feet. She got her legs crossed and got her tennis shoes on. I mean, she was just great. When she came in, she said, "I know what you and Miss Christie are gonna do. You're gonna be taking pictures of me." And I'm like, "That's right. That's right. Let's try on some of these dresses." And she enjoyed that. And so she said this dress of Gail's was her favorite. This was her favorite pick. And it is a little more mature, right? And a little more grown up. But the sleeve is so cute with this little cuff that just has an opening right here. So, so cute. So let's talk about Gail's class. So Gail this is called One Base Dress. This is from Gail. 6 collar options, 6 sleeve styles, and endless possibilities. And this is from Gail. My newest design is coming next week, which will be last week. Perhaps the most versatile children's dress I've ever created. New detachable collar system delivers a flawless, secure fit every time. Universally flattering A-line silhouette, adaptable to any fabric. 208 pattern pieces across 8 sizes for one of the most value-packed pattern downloads I've ever offered. Discover the dress with versatility to transform for every season and every occasion. Watch the release video now and join me for the 6x6 all-season dress, which launched on October the 1st. But as we said, the special launch price of $50 off will go through today. So you have the opportunity to save $50 on this class. I can't emphasize enough the value that you get in Gail Doan's class. I mean, everything in here, they're so well presented, and everything we've seen here, everything is so well made and beautifully made. But color pictures all the way through every step, really clean and easy to follow. I have learned to like PDF patterns, but sometimes the pictures, the PDF pictures, I mean the actual photographs on their instructions, they're a little bit not super clear to me, and so I do struggle with it. But if I go through here and look at Gail's pictures, 100% clear all the way. This would be like taking a class from her. Plus you have the video where she's explaining it, and then you can follow along with this wonderful book with every little detail showing you how to create like your perfection in your stitches. So anyway, it's pretty neat. And we had her try on the blue voile dress, and so she has never worn, that she can remember, like a square collar. And so I pulled that out, and so we were kind of practicing our before we recorded it, our giveaway. And she said, and this is kind of like, you know, you wear it to keep your food from spilling, like a bib. And I'm like, probably shouldn't say bib. This is a square collar. And then she got kind of excited when we were recording, and she said the same thing. And I said, and she's like, and then so if you watch that giveaway video, that's what she's like, oh, I said it. And it's like, it's all right. It's okay. It's a pretty square collar. And, but anyway, it was kind of cute. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with the dresses we didn't cover last week. This pretty little dress, pale pink, brush twill with a gathered cap sleeve and short sleeve. So here's a gathered cap right here, short sleeve, and it's lined, and it has a beautiful little piping around the edge. So let's see what Gail used as a collar on here. So the one that came to us is the Peter Pan collar. So let's just show you how these things work. Let me go to the overhead here and I'll show you. Well, first of all, I'm going to get over here a little bit so you can see this. Look at the gorgeous hand embroidery on here. Beautiful, beautiful hand embroidery. And so then this dress, buttons in the back. I'm going to get it off the hanger so I can show you a little bit better. This is the prettiest baby pink. Really pretty. And then here you can see that we have a facing connected to the collar. It's a lined facing, everything finished, and that facing has buttonholes. So I'm going to unbutton. So every collar has a facing that you sew the buttonholes into. You mark them, you sew them at your exact place, your marking place, and then you sew your buttons to the exact place on the dress facing. So the dress also, as you can see, the dress also has a facing. Well, this dress is lined. Right here you can see it's lined. and it has a clean finish lined facing. And so the buttons then, they have a mark right here. She would mark it on the pattern, and the buttons then are sewn to only to the facing, so it doesn't come through. You don't see it on the dress part at all. It's only sewn to the facing. And when you're done putting your buttonholes in the facing of the collar and your buttons on the facing of your dress, then all you have to do to change out the collar is to unbutton it and use the next collar. So is that not just so perfect? Look at that. So then the skirt has two, it's very classic here. It's got the little tabs right here above the pleats. Now this, yeah, this one has it. One of the dresses, you can choose not to do it. The voile, the blue voile does not, oh, I'll go here so you can see where I'm pointing. So the blue voile does not have the tabs. The white piqué, off-white piqué, does not have the tabs. So there, you don't have to have the tabs. But if you want that look, you can put the tabs. And so then, and not every one has piping at the bottom of the bodice. But, for instance, the boucle, this is a heavy fabric. It's not necessary to have piping at the bottom of the bodice. In fact, I mean, I don't know, you wouldn't, you just don't need it. It would be really thick. Now the other, all the other dresses do have piping at the bottom of the bodice. Some have self-piping, some have contrast piping. Now this has self-piping, or, yeah, it's self-piping. I was trying to see, was it the same, whatever the lining is, but it's a self-piping. So it's also at the neck, which makes a beautiful crisp finish on the neckline. Have a little tiny bit of piping. And you're going to want to learn how Gail finishes the piping at the edge. I'm going to show you this close up. Let's see if we can show you this. So there's no like extra thickness here. This is just a beautiful finished little tiny so I'm sure that the cord has been removed, and then she's folded it under and then put this into the seam. And so this is not extra thick. It's just perfectly lined up right here to the edge. Everything she does has a couture touch. It's like special. You know, that's what I want to say. It's just special. And then the hem on all these dresses, she has put a bias, double fold bias around the hem, and then hand hemmed it. So inside, absolutely beautiful. French seams on the inside. Let me show you this overhead so you can see. Look how pretty this is. Can you see this? Yeah. Little tiny double fold bias around the hem, and then buried down in here, just that beautiful little stitch, kind of a crisscross. I know that I'm sure there's a name for it, but anyway, it doesn't show on the outside, it doesn't show on the inside. And let's see what kind of collars that she gave us. So we know we've seen the Peter Pan collar, right? With hand embroidery. So this dress, honestly, if you did this dress and this collar, this is very inexpensive because your work is in your embroidery. And then this is a twill. It's like a soft brush twill. It's not an expensive fabric. And so then you can get more heirloomy, which we have beautiful heirloom styles. First of all, I'll show you this. Look at how gorgeous. This one is dotted Swiss in that peachy pink color. And it's just a touch lighter in color than the fabric. But how beautiful is that? And I didn't see like how much fabric does this double collar take, but I know it's not a lot. And because it's lined in batiste. So lined in batiste, you could have a like this. I like to call it a bow collar because it looks like a bow, but it's really kind of a rounded square collar that with a little piece that comes in here. How sweet is that? This is just very, very sweet. So there we have the bow collar. And now I'm going to go back to the overhead and let's show you. This is the one that Farron wanted to call the bib, right? And look at this. So this is ivory Swiss, and I'll back it up a tiny bit. So here you got insertion, a double. Well, maybe this is part of this insertion. Some of this could have come from Bare Threads, which some of it's not available anymore. But how pretty is this? So this is like a beaded insertion, entredot beading, insertion embroidered entredot beading, and this is an insertion with a wavy, like a double entredot, and then on down to this tiny little edge. And I'm thinking the edge is white, and all these are really pale ivory. But would you even know it unless you were like down here examining? I don't think so. Because this, it's hard to get this real pale ivory now. The Bare Threads used to have it, and see some of these I think are not available now, but Gail has, I'm sure she has had a stash for a long time, and so she has some of the really gorgeous pieces. But what a difference does this look, let me hold it up for Instagram, compared to, here we go, Instagram, compared to the Peter Pan collar. But then you also have, look at here, this one is going to be white linen. Look at that. You don't have to have ivory. Here is a beautiful embroidered white linen, and this one, the lace is flat. It's not gathered, so that's not very much lace going around there. And then this gorgeous stitch here with the perfect colors of embroidery to go with this. Let's see. Yep. So I'm going to hold this up again for Instagram to show you. So that's white, and with this one right here, ivory. Now this, whoo, this is pretty. So this has, well, we always used to call it faggoting, and now they call it bridging. But this stitch is so beautiful on here. Can you see it on over here? And then now we're going to go, so this stitch right here is called bridging. Now this is a insertion lace. It looks like 3 pieces sewn together. Oh, and it actually is 3, it's 3 rows of insertion lace that are exactly the same. We do carry this one. We have this. And then this is a hand stitch. And then gathered edging with that little snowflake thing. But see, this one is backed in organza. So you can't even tell. It keeps it firm, and you can sew you can ease up your round collar to the organza. And then here's a wide, our friend Jane Seeley loves this entredot. This is what we call the big entredot. She loves this entredot. And that's a pretty finishing touch on here. So it's really 1, 2, 3 pieces of French lace. This is hand done right here. I wonder if she used a sulky thread. I didn't look that. I should have looked that up. But anyway, that's a hand done stitch, but it's all done. It's all backed in organza, and that. You can't even see the organza, but it holds. It makes it hold its shape. Tell me.
I believe when I was looking at the one made with the Swiss embroideries, it also had.
Oh, you know what?
And it just gives it just a little bit of firmness.
It does
to make it feel really stable.
Yes. So this is backed in organza.
You can barely tell.
Right. I didn't even know that, Emma. Right.
Because I was surprised when I picked it up how.
Yeah, it had some weight to it.
It did.
And plus, it keeps it, I want to say steady. It keeps it in place. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. And guess what, people? we have, like, if you want a pure white organza, we actually have a pure white polyester organza right now. It just came in, made in Japan. We have a barely off-white made in Japan organza. We have silk organza in ivory and off-white, but I've never seen silk in a stark white, but you could probably get away with a barely off-white. But anyway, we've been wanting a polyester organza for a long time in white, and we just got it in this week. So happy about that. Now let's look at this. This is one of our take our breath away kind of collars. This is the puffing collar, and Farron loved that too. It's very girly, right? Look at this. Now this has Moline lace. So Moline lace, so this is a puffing strip where it's gathered up from here to here. It's gathered and shaped. And this is a Moline lace, which is a French lace. And it's Moline lace is the, I say for me, I mean, it's the finest French lace that's made. And it's expensive, but it has a look that is like absolutely stunning. So this little twill dress can go from, you know, Moline lace to dotted Swiss to French lace and handwork to ivory insertions, Swiss insertions, linen. Look at that. Linen with embroidery. Here's our dotted Swiss. Isn't that the prettiest thing? And then here is the little Peter Pan collar, which you might want to say this is a little simple collar, but not really, because the handwork is absolutely stunning. So this dress is loaded, right? Brush twill with gathered cap, short sleeve, and then all of these wonderful collar options. All right. So have you decided to order the, if you're not the winner of this class, then you're going to want to order the class while it's $50 off. The other dress I did not cover last week. I'm pretty sure I didn't cover this. This is a Liberty dress, and this is, if Farron hadn't been so like ready to end, we would have definitely had her try on this Liberty dress. This is Liberty of London with elbow length sleeve with a flared cuff. And so it's the same kind of cuff, and she loved this sleeve. It was very attractive on her. So 3/4 sleeve, and then the cuff is added with this. This one is bound in bias, and the collar is bound in bias, and then coordinating embroidered cast-on flowers, and covered buttons in the back out of the bias, with covered cording out of the same bias, bringing it all together. This is a linen collar, back not in linen but in like a broadcloth. And Farron did say, "Ooh, I want to try that on," and I thought, well, I think maybe we should quit, because she was very bouncy at that point. But I want to show you I said, "What do you like about this?" And she said, "I love this rhinestone brooch." I love the rhinestone bow. She called it rhinestone bow. So I'm going to show you that a little bit close up, because this fabric is fun, and it has it's a boucle, so it's bubbly, you know, it has like texture, and it has little bits of silver in here, and so the rhinestone like makes it perfect. And so then sweet little rhinestone buttons here on the flaps right here. Look at that brooch, so cute. And then on the back, really sweet rhinestone buttons. And so I thought, all right, what do we have in the rhinestone? And I'll show you some of the things that we have. So first of all, I pulled out a box of buttons. So we don't have that exact button, but we have these, which are about 1/2 inch. They're sweet. Then we have, this is a 5/8 inch, and Emma will put a link to this box. This is very similar to the ones on this dress. Very, very similar. And that's pretty on there. And depending on what kind of fabric that you can find, there is, this is what had been one of my favorite buttons for a long, long time. This is metal, and these are actually a little bit larger. So you know, you don't have to use them on a dress. You could use them on a jacket. But I love these. These are enameled. I'll show you here. Enameled with like an aqua, and with a rhinestone in the center. And then the same one, and that's a silver setting. And the same one in these came from like a high-end dressmaker. Then the same one in kind of a mauvey pink with a rhinestone center, and that's in a gold setting. So let's see if you can see these. They're so pretty, and on the right fabric. I didn't really take time to come and dig out the right fabric, but on the right fabric, these would be so cute. And then we do have, see if you can see this little brooch. I wonder if I can put that on here. This one is $6. We had some brooches that were $12, and we marked them down to $6. So maybe it goes this way. I can't remember. I'm not sure which way it goes. I'll show you. This is pretty. This could be pretty on the center of a in between the collars, because, and it's got blue and some green, but it's really sparkly and pretty. This is a $6 brooch. It's got a pin back. And then let me see. Okay, these are kind of large, and so they would have to be more of an adult kind of a thing. But these are the ones that we have marked down to $6. This guy didn't want to come out. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let me go overhead here. This is so beautiful. Could be a coat. Could go on a coat lapel or something. Here's another one. And these came when I went to a market in New York. I kind of fell for the bling. And so we have these really, really pretty. They're from a company out of Los Angeles. And so aren't they pretty? But this, I love this. This would definitely go on the dress, because it's the right size. And it looks like a bow with little streamers. All we have to do is find the right fabric for it, right? Yeah. So anyway, it was fun to get your responses on the I gotta show you this. I already did that, didn't I? Show you this with their big old shoes down here, sitting there with the dog. She loved this, so coming straight from a kid, she would wear this. And I'm gonna let you know that your kids would wear this. And so it's not, so I'm a grandma, so I could pick out something she might not wear. But when the child comes in and says, I love that, then that is a good testimony to it. So, what else was I gonna?
Sally, I was thinking about the red dress and how good that dress could be for different holidays. You could use the Swiss Christmas laces to make a collar.
Yeah.
Then you could hand embroider hearts for Valentine's Day.
Right.
You could do something for the 4th of July if you wanted to.
Well, and this one has that sleeve. If you weren't here last week, this has the lantern sleeve. We didn't talk about the lantern sleeve today. And, yes. The little lantern sleeve there's a piece right here, and it draws it in. It's not poofy. It's fitted at the shoulder, and then this has a piece down here that's attached, and it's piped and lined, and I love that. It's really, really classy looking. But you're right, it has a lot of collar options, and you could use Christmas insertions and that type of thing to make your own square collar. But yeah, there are a lot of options, and we showed these last week with the red dress. Yeah, this is very cute. So this one, it does have piping. This is a wool twill, but look at how cute. This has a bias around the hem in gingham. What a great touch. I mean, it's everything Gail does has a great touch. And I loved your comments, because anybody who's had any kind of Gail class or seen her work knows the quality, and you're so wonderful to express it, and it's neat to be able to read and see. And then it's been fun to know Gail all these years, and to just see the work that she does. I mean, I admire all of her work. I admire it so much, because like I've said before, I'm always like doing something in a hurry. And I think a lot of times, oh, I wouldn't want Gail to see the back of this, but she's not a critical person either. She just is only critical of her own work, and she wants to make sure she presents her things well. But she's not going to be critical of you, and she loves to share her knowledge. So anyway, I love that, and in fact, our friends that have joined us. As you know, that are teacher friends like Connie and Regina and Sherry Dowd and Nona Pontiff, Cheryl Clapp. You know, I think they just have so much knowledge to share, and they it's important to them to present it in a really nice, beautiful way. And I don't know, I admire them a lot, and so. But when Gail volunteered to have the giveaway today, I was very touched by that. She is giving away this class, and it'll be a download. And then remember, you can send off your download information to the plotted pattern, and there'll be a link. And have this book all printed up. You can print it in glossy. It's not expensive. Color is the same price as black and white, and they're fast. And print the pattern. You can print, however you want it done. They're really great to work with, and then you'll have it all together, and you'll have your own reference library. So we're gonna put the drum roll on here, and we're gonna see who the winner is today. I don't have anybody that you can see. I don't have anything set aside, right? Yeah. I don't have a name taped to the side or anything. But, I'm going to have to read you what Fred wrote. Because, Fred, I didn't put your name in here, but I saved your thing to... Because I know Fred's not going to take this class. But anyway, Fred said, "Oh, Lord, here they come. Everybody's hoping to benefit from the very generous Gail Doan offering. That is indeed a fabulous prize. I agree. And Farron is looking super cute and comfortable in Gail's handiwork. Go, Farron, go. I've never sewn a rhinestone button, but the time I woke up in Myrtle Beach with painted toenails in my college days, I may have had a blingy button or two added to my Birdwell Beach breeches. My memory is purposely foggy on the details." And then he tagged his wife. Anyway, thanks, Fred. We always look forward to your comments, and it gives us a good chuckle. So, who's going to be our winner today? Who's going to be our winner today? Oh my goodness. I'm kind of afraid to draw one. Okay. Maureen McGuire Hunt. This giveaway is fabulous. I love all of Gail's work and kits. Yes, I have used rhinestone buttons. My granddaughters love bling. Most recently as the center of a large yo-yo. Oh, at the waistband of a twirly dress. That's a cute idea. So Maureen McGuire Hunt, is the winner of Gail's class. And Maureen, we will be getting in touch with Gail, and we'll be getting in touch with you, and we'll make this happen. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.